Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I actually just came back a few days ago from a trip to Italy and the things I've been through there. Maybe I will do another story time about what happened there, but today I'm going to talk about the time I got stabbed. So the story happened in 6th grade. It was the start of a new year, and every year there is a new student that comes to class. So this year it was a girl that moved from a religious school to my school, which was not religious, and she moved to my class. So at first, to be honest, we didn't like each other much, but eventually we started hanging out together and we became good friends pretty fast, actually. So after 2 months of me hanging out with her, apparently she kind of had a thing with a guy from her previous high school, middle school. So I don't know how, but maybe on social media, but he saw a photo of me and her, and she was my friend, by the way, nothing happened. But he saw a photo of us together and he thought that we are together, a couple. So what I didn't know that he contacted her and threatened her to not seeing me, and he told her to avoid me, which I didn't know at that time, but she said no, obviously. But I remember one time when I went back from my school on my way back home, I felt like someone was following me, but the thing about me is I'm a bit of paranoid, so I'm like one of those people that feels like someone is watching them and following them, even though there's no one around. So at that time I felt like someone was watching me, and I remember looking back and I saw two people behind like a motorcycle, but I didn't pay much attention, so I just kept walking to my house. Something that I need to mention, my house and her house is very close to each other, so there were a lot of times when we were walking together from our school to our houses. So I would walk by her house a lot of times. So one day as usual, we walked together and again I felt like someone was following me. So this time I looked backwards and I saw two guys that I didn't know. So I didn't think something is wrong, right? I'm just walking in the streets. Obviously there will be more people, that I'm not the only one. So even though I remember seeing their faces and the way they looked at me was not normal, it's like they were analyzing me or trying to. So me and her, we said goodbye cause we got to her house, and I remember I said to myself, okay, so I want to make sure they are not following me, so I will just stop and see if they keep walking and pass by me. But then they started talking about something, so I thought it was just normal that they stopped to talk. So I kept going and eventually I got to my house, and I remember seeing them like behind me, almost as if they waited for me to go outside so they will know where I live. I remember I did panic a little bit because it was very odd to see that there's two people who actually waited for me to get home to see where I live. But I forgot about it the day after, and a few days later, again, as we did many times, me and her, we walked from our school to our homes, and on our way, again I saw that there's two people behind me. So I turned around and again I already recognized their faces, so I know it's the same people. So I asked her, hey, do you know who are they? And she told me, don't look back. And I looked at her and asked, what do you mean don't look back? What's wrong? And she told me, don't look but that's the guy I had a thing with from my previous school. So I told her, okay, and like, so what? And while we are talking, those two guys getting a lot closer to us, not like those other times when they kept a big distance from us. But this time I saw one of the guys holding... Wait, how do I even say it in English? Wait, I need a translator. It says screwdriver. Anyway, so I noticed as they got closer to us that one of the guys he's holding a screwdriver, and it was kind of weird. I mean, the way he held it, like this, like he's going to do something. So I just turned back around to not look at him, and we just kept going, but a bit faster now. But suddenly I felt like some kind of a pain, like I was stabbed. So I looked around and I saw him like trying to stab me, like literally. So we started yelling at him like, what the F are you doing? And he tried to do it one more time, and this time I like did this and the screwdriver fell off, and then my neighbor, he came out of my building to throw out the trash. So those two guys looked at my neighbor and he asked what's going on, because he noticed that something is not quite right. So they ran away. He managed to stab me in the back, but it wasn't something serious. I didn't get injured or something. I mean, it wasn't a knife or something more sharp, so I didn't got injured much. But I told my parents about it, and although my parents are divorced, my father came and he took me to the police station with my friend, and we filed a case in the police station. After that incident, I remember seeing them one more time a few months later, but apparently the police talked to them and they just didn't got near me anymore. But me and her, we like didn't talk about it anymore, and we kind of drew apart. But you don't even believe how many misunderstanding I've been through. I mean, another thing that happened to me, I think it was in 7th grade, but still in middle school. So I met a friend from another middle school in my city. She had a lot of friends, so she was one of those more popular girls. I don't know why, but the first time I know her, I went to her house, like without even meeting her before. But it wasn't something like that. Like, I'm really wholesome, like it's not like anything would happen, it's just a friend. Like, I did see her a couple of times, but that was the first time that we actually hang out together. So I went to her house, and you know how wholesome I was? I literally brought board games with me just so we won't get bored or something. So anyway, I went to her house, I said hello, we started talking, and again, she posted a picture, and in the picture you kind of saw she's not alone. And I didn't know she had a boyfriend. She didn't saw even a point of telling me she has a boyfriend, because I don't know, nothing will ever happen between us. So apparently her boyfriend saw she is not alone, and he asked, who are you with? And she told him it was me, and I knew his name. He was one of those popular guys too, so I recognized his name, but I didn't know how he was. I never saw him in person. So this thing happened in summer vacation between 6th year and 7th grade in middle school. So anyways, after that time that he heard my name and that I came to a house, and with how unlucky I am, he moved to my middle school and he just started bullying me. I remember I would go to drink and he would wait for me because he saw my class schedule. He was 1 year younger than me, but he would wait, and like I would walk in the hall and he would put his leg in a position when I would fall to the ground, but obviously I have eyes so I can see and not fall. So there were a lot of incidents when he waited for me and he would yell at me and curse me. Like, he didn't even have a reason to. I mean, I literally told him that there's nothing between us. It's a little funny when there were literally rumors about me and how everybody in this high school called me gay just cause they decided I am one. So he was like the only one who didn't believe them. I don't know. So the whole year he would wait for me, curse me, yell at me, bring his friends to laugh about me, bring his friends to laugh on me, and just to make my life a bit harder, even though they were hard enough for me already. But when I asked her like what's going on with him, like what does he want from me, you know? She told me he's the jealous type, but even though he was jealous, why would you do that things? Bullying someone for a whole year just because you're jealous? I don't think so. I mean, if I will tell you, I just don't get people who are insecure about themselves, so they curse and yell and bully other people to feel better about themselves. I just can't understand those people, and most of my life I dealt with this kind of people, so I'm already used to it, which is not a good thing. But anyway, that's two stories that I wanted to share. As I said, I just came back from a vacation, or something that was supposed to be a vacation, in Italy. Maybe I will do story time about that too. But for now, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you want more content of me or more story times, you can subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!